in relationships, it's going to go up, down. And, the relationships that last the longest is where you kind of have to put yourself in their shoes. And that is something that I lack in, but I'm trying to get better. And I'm only 27, so hey, I still got a lot more learning to do. Life is an endless cycle of learning. And we all need to understand that. But let's go ahead and move on. From 1 John chapter 4 verse 19 to go to John chapter 3:16, which is one of my favorite verses, and it should probably be yours as well if you are into the Bible. Look, John chapter 3 verse 16. I know that sounds familiar. 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only son, whoever believes in him should not perish but have eternal life. Eternal life. I know, now we're going to get into life and death. Because they're all connected. Life is a gift. Time is love. Love is time. Now listen. Death is a gift as well. They're like, what? Whoa, hold on. Did young Casper just say that death is a gift too? I know life is a gift. This is awesome. I get to see all these things. I get to meet people. I get to talk to people. I get to do what I want. No. There's more to life than that, but we'll get to that. But death is a gift. And there's some that believe that you get reincarnated, and there's some that believe it's just nothing after that, and there's some that believe there's a heaven. Some people believe there's a hell. What do you believe? What do you believe? Do you believe after this life we just vanish? Back to pitch black? Nothing? That would be very, very sad. But you wouldn't know, right? It's already gone. But there's some people that believe that, you get reincarnated and then you have a second chance at life. Wouldn't you know that you have a second chance at life? You just wouldn't tell nobody or something? Or I don't get that. But either way, I'm not saying that's bad or anything if you believe that, but it just doesn't register in my mind. But I believe there is a heaven and hell. Maybe it's not as pictured out as it's portrayed by people, but I hope and believe that there's an afterlife after this. But you know what? It's in time it all makes sense. It all makes sense for you. It all makes sense for me, and that's something that we all need to look forward to. Death. Don't be afraid of death. And I'm going to tell you why. Don't be afraid of death. Because death is just another experience. Death we experience daily when people bring us down and bring us to that criteria of how they want us to be. Well, you know what? Be you, and if the people do not appreciate you and appreciate your time and appreciate the fact that you are awesome, then kick them to the curb. But here's my problem. I give too many chances. But you know what? If you let me down more than 3 or 4 times, then good luck. Good luck trying to repair what you've done. Or what you haven't done. But there's still a lot more to learn. About relationships and love for me. And it's not easy for me. I'm not going to sit here and lie. For some people, it's simple. You keep your girl happy and you're good. Well, not everybody's mind is the way it is. I'm a selfish person. I want all of you or nothing to do with you at all. It's as simple as that. With me, there's no middle. There's no neutral. I'm not going to be in no open relationship. That's not going to happen because I get too jealous and I get too, I get too protective, and assumptions do make an ass of yourself sometimes, and that's true. Sometimes I assume, someone's doing, plotting me out to do me wrong. And I'm not just talking about relationships, friendships and coworkers. Sometimes my thinking is not where it needs to be. And that's no one's fault but mine. I'm not afraid to admit that, I'm a little crazy and I'm not perfect. And, sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood. Sometimes I don't want to talk to you. And that's everybody. And that's one thing that's with this radio show, with RFN Radio and the Young Gasp Show, and making music. It's my escape. Because if you don't have an escape, like going to play golf or make music or go play basketball or something, you're going to drive yourself nuts thinking about someone or thinking about, oh, should I have said that or what should I do? No, don't do that. Don't do what I have done in the past. And this is just advice. Take advice from me, and you don't have to. It's up to you. But just be consistent, but understand that the person that you're with isn't going to be as consistent. And that's something that's hard for me to accept. But at the same time, it's also reasonable, and that's something that we can get more into later. But I hope you are having a great night. I hope that you're having as great time as I am. I'm definitely learning a lot of stuff that I've already known. Common sense isn't so common because we forget to... I was trying to... See, this is why, like I stated on my episode, I think 96, 94 or something. Either way, I said before my 100th episode, which this is 98, I'm 2 away from 100 episodes, and that's just counting my faith episodes, live radio shows. I am 2 away from 100. And I stated that I would have, and I try to be a man of my word. Sometimes I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But I try to be a man of my word. And I have the laptop. And I will be able to take calls. Next episode, I will be able to take calls. And I want to get that started immediately. And just like I've stated, we're going to be ending here pretty soon, by the way. In another 8 minutes or so. We'll get a couple more verses. But like I stated, I want to be able to do a show where I could be able to help discover new artists or artists that are undiscovered and get them to be able to be signed or be able to help them build up the confidence to make their own label. And, that takes a lot of money as well. But in time, you can do it. It's all out there for us to get, but consistency is key. And I'm speaking to my artists out there right now. Consistency is key. Persistence and understanding that there's going to be a lot of people that don't like your music. There's actually probably going to be a lot more people in the beginning when you really start to get your music out there that don't like your music. But don't worry about that. Negative criticism is actually a great thing because then it gives someone a view of, well, wow, he said it was bad. Let me check it out. That's me. I'm the type of person, it's not just with music, but I'm the type of person, if someone tells me, oh, this person ain't no good. Oh, yeah? Let me find out. Let me find out on my own. I don't go with that he said, she said stuff. Okay? That's like when you were 10 or like under. Come on now. We are grown people, and we need to discover things on our own. Don't sit there and gossip with somebody that you don't even know what that person's doing nowadays. You don't know what that person could be a whole different person. And I understand that we have our flaws and we have our misfortunes, and sometimes we don't change. Sometimes we just put on the camouflage or cover it up. But one thing that I want to make clear tonight, not only just about love, but honesty. I learned this the hard way in a relationship. Honesty, I wasn't honest with the female that I was with. Well, there's a whole nother episode about that. But there was times where, I just didn't do the right things. And I wasn't honest with her. And she wasn't honest with me. So if you got two birds, well, I just called you. Sorry, X. I called you a bird. Well, you kind of flew away. But it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy. I just hope that you are loved. I know I just totally lost my train of thought because I am worn out from being out in the sun all day and heat. It's actually a really hot day. But I hope that you are loved, and I hope that you are very, very happy with your life and moving in the right direction. Chase your dreams. I'm at the point to where things are going to change. I got to move now. If I don't move now, 30 is right around the corner. And I want to be very successful before I hit 35. But I really want a lot to be accomplished in the next couple years. Because I want possibly my own record label by 30. And that's a lot to do. That's a lot to do to get to that point. And there's going to be people that cut off. There's going to be, that's why I will, in a sense, test you. I will test your loyalty. Not just in a relationship, but my friendships. I want to make sure that you have my best interests at heart. If you don't, you're about to go. You're about to go because I can't be around types of people that are going to bring me down from my dream. Teamwork make the dream work. And if you're not on my team, or if you're on my team and you're pretending to care about me, very soon you won't be hearing from me. I'm getting so focused now because I know that I've wasted a lot of time, and it's now time for me to really, really accomplish the things I need to accomplish in being a radio show host and being a musician. Well, I don't play any instruments really, but I want to learn. But being an artist, a recording artist, because I don't produce my music really. I just wing it. So a lot of this music you're hearing, it's not professionally done. It's by me. So when I state that I'm practicing, even these radio shows, like I've stated, I want to be on FM eventually one day. But I know that's a long-term goal. And I want to make money doing it. And we're going to do a couple more verses and then we're going to close out. But I just want to state that the Young Casper Show is moving in the right direction, as well as RFN Radio. And shout out to Mike, shout out to Frank, shout out to everyone that is part of RFN Radio, and keep it up. I want to hit 50,000 before the end of this year. Now, I know that that's a big, challenge, because we're already almost in the next year. We got one more month. To reach over 15,000 plays, just about, to reach 50,000. Yeah, something like that. It's either 15 or 18,000 plays. Now that's a big goal, but I'm going to be uploading a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be, spending a lot of time on this as I already have, and that's what separates the people. And I know Will Smith, I'm not going to quote him exactly, but I'm going to kind of take it and put it into my own little spin. The people that have talent but no work ethic, your talent means nothing. If you work at it, if you work, I'm not talking about just a job, I'm talking about your dreams now. If you stay consistent, doesn't matter how much talent you have, it's your worth ethic. And that's one thing that I've installed in my mind, and I know that I get distracted with things in my life, my job, different things are going on, TV, radio, people are shooting things at me, you got the devil shooting arrows, and you got all kinds of shit going on. Demons coming out of left field. Whoa, what? Anyways, and no, I'm not high, by the way, if you're thinking that. Completely sober. But let's move on real quick. And then we're going to close out. 2 more verses. Here we go. we're going to go to, I want to go down just a little bit because I got some of these notes I got.